Welcome to Arcadia Blueberry Farm. Founded in 1987, this 7-acre bad boy has been family owned and operated, holding 6 different varieties of blueberries, which makes the season last from early July until mid-September. So in the next few months, these beautiful blossoms will turn into plump, ripe blueberries, which 7 to 11 pickers per acre will come out and extract the blueberries from the parent plant, bringing in approximately 90 pounds apiece.
Environmentally friendly produce is one of the fastest growing food markets in the world. This graph shows the harvested acres of blueberries in Oregon over the past few years. This graph shows the prices of fresh and processed blueberries in Oregon. As you can see, there's been an upward trend since 1993.
So this is our farm plan. As you can see, here is the road, and there's a big blueberry farm. It's 7 acres, and there's 112 rows, and between the rows there is 8 to 10 feet space. And here is grass and cover between each rows. And from here, this is a house for the farmers to live, and there's a storage and market and sorting room. And also it's for cooling and cleaning. And here is a barn, and it's used to petting the blues and also the animals manure used on farm. Here is a new farm. It's 3 acres, and there are 48 rows. It's also 8 to 10 feet between each rows. And there's 5 acres forest, and here is a river.
In our sustainable conversion, we're expanding our acreage to 10 acres with 2 cultivars on each acre. 10 rows of early blue, for example, crossed with 10 rows of blue jay ensures good cross-pollination. We will use a healthy spacing of 2.5 feet by 10-foot rows, which will lead 1,742 plants per acre. We will be starting with 7 acres of mature berries and expanding to 10 acres. Blueberries take 7 years to mature completely and do not produce berries in the first year. In the first year after organic conversion, we will sell these 3 acres. In year 2, the berries begin producing 1 to 2 pints of berries per plant. With roughly 1,700 plants, we get 3,400 pints per acre. This continues progressing until in year 7 we have 54,400 pints per acre.
A home, which is fairly sustainable, is already on the farm, so no expenses are needed to change our dwelling. However, as immediately cooling the picked berries improves shelf life, and removing dirt and under or overripe berries improves marketability of berries, we are incorporating a washing and cooling center into our berry storage building. The water will be taken from the nearby river, while the building will be modified to use passive heating and cooling to cool down the berries.
Maximize sustainability. We're going to use a U-pick system that not only sells blueberries but provides a fun activity for the community. Another way we are invoking community participation is through community-supported agriculture, where buyers pay for a share of the product at the beginning of the growing season and get a share of what is produced and share both the gains and the losses of the farm. We're also going to sell to the local farmers market and sell to local restaurants and institutions who care about having fresh and high-quality blueberries. We're also going to sell it to producers of products like yogurt in bulk.
Although the bulk of our farm work is accomplished by human labor, we are converting our tractor and lawnmowers from diesel-powered to SVO, straight vegetable oil powered. We'll use vegetable oil dregs from local restaurants, and this will keep our farm more sustainable than ever. As far as time span, the drip irrigation system will take a few days to install, while the cooling/washing building will take 6 months to remodel. The blueberries take 7 years to fully mature, but while we wait, we can sell the old mature berries. Because we try to minimize our use of gas-guzzling farm equipment, we use more labor than most farms. We need people to rid the plants of weeds since we don't use pesticides, pick the berries, apply mulch, run our on-site store, and work in the cooling and washing area. So we've expanded from 9 to 10 pickers to 40 to 45, all working at 40 cents per pound. The family, which is still working with this farm, works in the store, in the cooling and washing area, and on accounting. Our farm switched to drip irrigation because it is more water efficient and uses less water.
While overhead irrigation involves an overhead spray of the entire crop, drip irrigation targets the base of the plant, reducing water loss by evaporation. This system requires 44 GPM per acre on 10-foot row centers. The plant enjoys an optimum moisture level at all times, but no water is wasted. We also mulch our berries to retain moisture in the soil, but sawdust, the most effective mulch, is increasingly expensive and absorbs the soil's nitrogen. Instead, we use perennial ryegrass straw, a surface mulch which is equivalent to sawdust in effect. It is somewhat susceptible to weeds, so our farm hands carefully remove weeds in the area. To make our farm organic, we have replaced inorganic fertilizer with manure from neighboring farms. On our property, we have a petting zoo that uses animals from a nearby farm. This meat and cheese farm has 40 cows, sheep, and goats, which produce more than enough manure to sustain our blueberries. Sheep manure is composted along with blueberry clippings before use in the plants because uncomposted manure may contain live weed seeds that could grow in the blueberry patch. We apply 5 tablespoons of manure on each bush twice a year. The ideal soil for blueberries is an acid soil of pH 4.5 to 5.5, which is silt or sandy loam. Also, the water table should be 14 to 24 inches below the soil surface. The soil in our area is good, but can be slightly improved with mulch. The water table is also in the correct place.
Costs will be very low as we already own most of the equipment required, such as a tractor, mower, string weed trimmer, air blast sprayer, planter, fertilizer spreader, pickup truck, and irrigation system. The weed mats and trellis system will need to be purchased for the expanded land, but the market value is low. It'll be around $2,900 per acre for the two. In total, we'll need about $24 grand for the project. We already have $10,000 saved up, so we'll only need to borrow $14,000.
For the purpose of growing organic blueberry, pesticides and herbicides are not allowed in our farm, so labor force becomes our first choice of getting rid of weeds. Insects and diseases are not a big problem for blueberries, so the only thing we have to do is isolating our blueberries from all the disease shoots, cut them off, and make sure there are no mummified fruit in the nursery container. Another thing we have to deal with is the shallow roots of blueberry. In order to prevent damage to the roots, we decide to keep cultivation very shallow and not too close to the plants. 5 feet apart is what we come up with finally for the distance between each row of our blueberries. And we are also going to advertise our blueberry farm as community service opportunity for extra labor, mainly through Craigslist and environmental science classes in high schools.
By converting Arcadia Blueberry Farms into a sustainable 10-acre, flexible, and vibrant business, our farmers will not only help themselves, but also improve the soil, decrease environmental damage, and help our small town's economy. Some environmental changes we're making are to replace inorganic fertilizer with manure and compost, to switch out overhead irrigation for drip irrigation, to heavily weed our farm with human labor instead of applying pesticides, and to convert our tractors and lawnmowers from petroleum to straight vegetable oil. Our irrigation changes will save water, nurture our plants, and protect our water resources. The SVO conversion will use less non-renewable resources while reusing a renewable resource. Our U-Pick farm will be a sustainable place for fun and deliciousness, and a great alternative to playing video games at home. We'll educate visitors on the sustainability of our farm, and perhaps they'll come out thinking of how to change their home lives. We'll pay our workers well in both money and berries, and give them 2 breaks and a lunch hour per day. We'll sell our blueberries to restaurants and farmers markets, sell old blueberries to a yogurt company, and buy used vegetable oil from local restaurants. Since organic blueberries are a growth market, our farm can become more and more sustainable from here on. There's so much more we could do. We could incorporate animals into our farm, for example, so we wouldn't have to rely on another farm's manure or buy our milk from the supermarket. But this is the best and cheapest beginning. Sustainability is a lifelong process, but it has to begin somewhere.
Sorry, did it wrong. It used
90 pounds of blueberries.
Oregon, no.
The blues and also the